Shing shing. Keg-Filet TCG. You clicked on this video and you're going to get what you expected. The results of cards in a hot car. You saw the title and you thought, wow, I know people that do that. Or why would anyone do that? That's what I thought when I first did this, but in my community in Utah, I have some real interesting people that just for some reason leave their cards in their car. Now, it's not everyone, but at least a few people that I know have had some straight warpage on their cards, and I wanted to put things to the test and really see, number one, what damage heat from a car can do to your cards, and number two, are those cards still playable or sellable? I have a number of experiments that are coming up as well for cards, but in today's video, it is just me going over one day in a hot car, in the sun, in a binder, and 3 days in a deck box in the back of the seat of a car. But before we get into it, I want to do a word for my sponsor. You guys, thank you to all my Patreons for being a patron. OPTCG OP07 is around the corner, and I am having guides coming out this week. Ready to ship right now, we have Black Yellow Luffy with Enigma, Green Bonnie with Savior, Red Purple Law with Jansuko, and a few of my personal favorites, which I might do more on the YouTube, but include on there. But without further ado, let's get into the goo. Step one, I do have to choose the cards for this endeavor. What I did is I put a rare, a super rare, sometimes a secret rare, and another kind of card, sometimes a winter card and some Dawn, all in a binder. I did organize these and put them like this in a row so you can see how they were before. It's pretty good. I didn't get a good picture of them when they didn't have any sleeves, but I did put this in my binder. I threw it in the back of my car. It's about 100 degrees in the car, maybe 90 degrees Fahrenheit outside, which is pretty normal for this time of year. And I did wait a full 24 hours. After that 24 hours, I pulled that out, and what do you know? It was hot, really hot, out in the sun. You can see the ripples just from this picture. And I'm telling you, the binder on touch was very, very hot, but even more surprising, inside the binder, the cards felt even hotter, and I couldn't even touch them for very long. I do come inside with the binder and open everything up one at a time. Again, as I'm touching these, the case is very hot, and every single card is just so hot to the touch where I couldn't even hold my hand on it. I was actually hotter inside of the binder than it was outside of the binder. And as you can see, there's a lot of warpage. It's kind of the plastic in the binder and the sleeves mostly, but the warpage does show, at least as far as the binder is concerned, and very, very hot to the touch. I end up taking all of the cards out of the binder, and again, just looking for any visual impairings. I can tell you that a lot of these cards didn't have a lot of damage on them. I didn't see like a significant warping face to face, but realistically, I mean, I'd almost say these are usable, but again, they're just very, very hot to the touch at the time. And being in the binder in the sun is probably not the wisest idea if you were to just store like your collection. I show here that kind of close up that it is a little bit not sorted well. It did have some warpage on the sleeves. I do go ahead and unsleeve all of the cards, and a small note to take here when re-sleeving, unsleeving these cards, that essentially I'm going to be sleeving these back up, and I just want to get a good comparison on here. I take some pictures and I'll show you guys here in a moment the damage being shown, but I end up again re-sleeving the cards so I can then put them back in a deck box. I put it in this plastic deck box I've used for a long time, and for this time I decided not to leave it out in the sun. People don't usually put their deck box in the sun. It's usually in some sort of bag or just in their back seat, maybe the deck box on the floor, but generally in some sort of bag. Now in the back of my car, again, it is still 90 degrees Fahrenheit outside, but it will have some sun hitting it, so it's probably still close to 100 degrees Fahrenheit inside of the car. But again, no direct sun. What I do is I actually wait the full 3 days, and I actually have proof that it was hot outside. I have this picture. I took the picture of me after I got the cards out of the car, showing how hot it was. So that's my proof. That's all the proof you need right now, and it's only going to get hotter as the seasons go on. And with this, I pull this out 3 days in the sun. Car didn't even move for those 3 days, and I can feel that it's actually not very hot to the touch. It definitely is a lot cooler than the binder. Definitely, I guess, warm. That's a good way to put it. And I take a picture of the side here, and I want to show you all like the kind of the warpage going on. I would say the sleeves are kind of sus, but as far as this goes, being kind of separated, it felt like it didn't feel more separated than when it entered the binder originally, because these were from also being in the binder. Going through with this, I do go ahead and unsleeve all of the cards. I do take a picture and I show you guys how spread out these guys are. I'm trying not to hold these together. You'll see that all these cards are so far spread out, and it shows obviously that it's a little damaged. You couldn't say that these cards are new, but I mean, if you were to like sell this to a person, they probably wouldn't even tell the difference between this and maybe a lightly played card. And next thing is the sleeves. The sleeves do have some warpage on them. It's kind of hard to see in the pictures and in the videos, but you'll see like a little bit of shrinkage or a little bit of movement on the sleeves. I would say don't reuse these sleeves unless you're doing some sort of pre-release. But in general, honestly, I'd like to say the experiment is plausible. I think you can like leave your deck box with your cards if it's not too hot. If it's like about 90 degrees Fahrenheit outside, you can probably get away with having cards in your car. But I suggest putting them in a backpack. But generally, I would never recommend actually leaving cards in your car because it can be stolen. If you have been in card games for long enough, you will understand that stuff just gets stolen from people's cars, regardless if it's actually cards or other valuables. Because there are just some bad people in this world, and you don't really want to be missing out on your hundreds or thousands of dollars worth of your deck. Just bring it inside with your backpack and be a good card game player. But that's essentially it from the video. My next experiment I actually want to go into, but the experiment is going to involve the cold, and I know cards can warp really, really easily in cold areas, especially if it freezes. And I feel like that might be something we might do in the winter time. On top of that, of course, I do want to try out a microwave. That might be like a daily thing when I do with my guides and my fun videos. And my Kecklings out there know that they want to try out all the cards, tasting what they taste like. And I know that's a little cringe, but you know, in the name of science, I think it's all for it. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you're liking this video, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and comment down below what you're looking forward to next. Again, thank you so much for all my patrons for being a patron. Shout out to all my homies, and we'll see you in the next one. Ciao.